Team Nepal will share its experiences on localization of SDGs in Nepal, applying CityWorks as a tool, which is a pilot assignment in three of our partner municipalities. So the project is divided into three folds. So the fold will be presented by me, myself, Jivan Shrestha. So I'll present on the situation of SDGs here in Nepal. Then I will also go to the acceptance of city works within a project and also some preparatory implementation to the city works that we did it within project. Then the presentation will be followed by my colleague, Mr. Yadav Oza, who will share the experiences from the field, a case study from Tongari. And also there will be an expert sharing from Mr. Odun Mr. who is a governance expert, also the then GIZ staff. So we will share the overall process on localization. Lucy, next. So just to give you on the brief situation of SDGs in Nepal, the government of Nepal is very, very committed to implement Agenda 2030. We have had a constitution in 2015. So this constitution as a legally binding documents provide legislative, executive, and judicial power to sub-national government, giving them more power, I would say, to plan, implement the development activities. So what our government did was our government was very, very prompt in acting to Agenda 2030. In 2020, in 2016, it endorsed the 14th national plan, so which came on, which was a 3-year plan, I would say, till 2019. And I think the plan did endorse the goals into a 5 pillars of namely infrastructures, social issue, economic issue, governance, and cross-cuttings. So this plan has been successfully accomplished, and the 15th plan has been endorsed in 2020, and I think it's going well, I would say. So by 2030, what Nepal wishes to have is to transform itself from low to middle income country. So what government did was like they have out of 17 goals, they are very committed to 16 goals. Goal number 14, lives below water, is not being taken up by the government. I think it's also because of our country's geography, I would say. So in short, so we have 16 goals. We will have to fulfill 159 targets of 169, additional 245 indicators, local indicators being added, which makes up 479. So I would say the annual budget that would be required for more or less to the entire SDC period will be like 2000 billion. So I think that's a big chunk of money which has to be endorsed or which has to be separated for its implementation here in Nepal. So Lucy, next slide, please. So now I would also like to provide you some relevance, like what made us to go with CityWorks and what also made our project part of municipalities to make it as a relevance. So in with the federal system here in Nepal, so we have 3 tiers of governments. So we have federal, 7 provincial government, and 753 local units. These local government are one of the key institutions that provide public service delivery and local development to its citizens. So I would say our local representatives and municipal staffs, they're always working towards the citizens to strengthen the services. They're already overloaded. And now bringing in SDGs by the federal government, where it's, and I would say it would be only be of success where it would get implemented here at the local level. So I think this has added a burden to our local government because they would have to dig in more and more to align local development with global agendas. So what was there was the federal government was very, very much committed, but I think despite some constraints, they also did not have adequate support measures that they could provide to local level to implement or to carry on with Agenda 2030. So the local governments were really in need of support to 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 implement the global agendas in cities, and I would say we discussed it, they would have to do in an integrated manner. So in 2020, I think it was beginning of our CTA Manfred, he came up with an idea of city works. He said like, why do not we carry on, or let's think of city works. I was there already, I mean, thinking what does city works means, because I saw there was a case study from Palestine that I have gone it, that was the initial phase of city works. And once we went through this one, I think there was immediate acceptance because the city works as a tool or as a concept, a strategy that developed offered a lots of tools that could really identify, prioritize, and plan local actions that is linked with SDGs. So we thought, why I think it could be one of an entry point for us, where our local government could learn on how local implementation of global agendas can be dealt, and also to reflect on how to achieve these goals. So I think that was our initial say we would go with this one. So I think what we did was once we were done with this one, then we thought we really required some of the preparatory phases. So I think we went through some of steps, like there was internal capacity development where Luciana really helped us a lot to dig in with CityWorks. So I think that more or less we accomplished the task by end of 2020. So then we went to municipalities to check whether they were ready, whether they would accept us. And we had a presentation, we discussed with them. I mean, our local government, they were really in a position that they needed to do something with SDGs as it was mandated by our federal government. So we received a green signal. It was, I think, at the end of March 2021. And other processes we did was we hired a consultant. Mr. Arun Regmisar was onboarded, who was a governance expert who has been working there for more than 30 years. And he was in charge to facilitate localizing SDGs in our three partner municipalities. Uh, I think we missed one slide. Huh? Oh, so okay. So I think now implementing the strategy, what we did was like we also made it into three folds. So the three categories, which means there would be a backstopping from our side. So then what we did was then to divide the application phase. I would say what CityWorks has visioned, we divide it into three phases. So it was we would at the first phase raise the awareness and also make the municipal staff understand on the what the current situation of the municipalities really is. So I think during this processes we did select some of the tools as an entry point that could really help us out to dig in more with the municipalities. So one of the tool, I would say the self-assessment tool, which has come out in a digital form, has helped us a lot. As the colleague from Philistine also said that they would also require some customization. I think that was also our voices, like it needs some customization as the implementation or as the roadmap to the local level differs as to the international levels or that was devised in the tools. So what we did in second category was we would identify the measures and prioritize the measures, sitting with the municipal staffs, with the different stakeholders, and later on in the category three, then we would plan for the action and which could get endorsed into the local actions. So what entire through this process, what we did as advised by CityWorks was we kept on intensive communications with the municipal staffs. There was a capacity development, stakeholders engagement was there, our consultant, the experts, he made the private sectors even come into the board. He discussed with them. So there was a kind of knowledge management in between. So I think I would stop my presentation with this. I would ask my colleague, Mr. Yadav Oza, to continue his experiences that he had to present the municipal roadmap and process adapted. And later on, it would be taken over by our expert consultant. Thank you, Lucy. I hand over
Mm.
to Yadav, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Jivanji. Hello to all. Sorry, my camera is not working, so that's why I'm not visible. I mean, let me define what we did in the field. So, my colleague is here, Jivanji has discussed about all how we get into the process, how our project had adopted this CityWorks tool. So before I'm going to what we did in the field and practice with the municipality. So I just want to highlight why we did it. So our objective was to analyze the current status of SDG at the local level, what they are doing, and we wanted to mobilize the relevant stakeholders there for the localization. And then with this exercise, we were trying to help the municipality to define the concrete local strategy and then formulate the action plans for some prioritized SDG. in the region. So, I mean, while doing all this exercise at the local level, we refer the different documents, and this CityWorks tool was one of them, the most important one. And similarly, SDG localization resource book that was published by National Planning Commission was also referred. Similarly, while doing exercise in the local government level, we also refer the SDG baseline report of the provincial government also, that this document was also referred. And there were other documents, released by the National Planning Commission, where referred during the process. So while doing whole process, what was done is that first there was this facilitation interaction program was conducted between the elected municipal representative staffs, key stakeholders, to have this common understanding about the whole process. So after doing that, I mean, from that interaction program, from that meeting, one task force was established by the municipality to look after the efforts done by the municipality space. And the task force was, I mean, the comprising all the members from different sectors, from agriculture, from education, from health, all the seniors staff from the different sector were also included in the team. And then the task force comprised and formulated that analyzed the municipality's efforts for this SDG localization process. And this also analyzed the support from different development partners like GIZ and USAID and others. So they also analyzed the work done by the civil society organization, NGOs and others. So after doing this, the future strategy was drafted. Next slide, please. And then after drafting that strategy, and this resource gap was also identified. And according to the, I mean, identification, the one strategy was also prepared to minimize those gaps. And with the rigorous discussion, the task force had prepared the draft action plan of the municipality, indicating the baseline. That means what is at the moment, and of the medium term by 2025, where municipality will lie or what they will achieve, and by end of 2030, what they will achieve. This, I mean, targets wise midterm targets, and by the end targets were formulated based on the federal and provincial targets, and the indicators. As I have already said, that we have referred those documents during formulation of all this process. So that was done. And that the draft was shared in the wider participation to get to collect feedbacks and suggestion. And that the refined document was presented in the council, and after approval from the council, it was decided that let's start immediately whatever possible and make a necessary adjustment. And the next one now. And from all this whole process, what was our learning was, so while formulating this task force for this the SDG localization process, what we realized that all the senior staff of the all the section of the municipalities should be included in the task force, because for I mean, the preparation of annual budget and program, these people are involved. So while preparing, they can also relate the thing with this SDG strategy, what they have prepared. So we thought that, I mean, all the senior staff should be also, I mean, they should be included in the task force. And the second learning what we got is that encourage municipal staffs to follow and adopt new guidelines of the federal government, because recently there is also a new planning guideline issued by the Nepal government, Ministry of Federal Affairs and General Administration. So we have to also encourage them, and I mean, keep on following of them, that now this is the new guideline and you have to follow, look after and refer this. This is also continuous the process that we need to adapt. And as being a development partner working in this process, I think we should also play a liaison role between the different governments, because now at the moment in our case, this provincial government is also preparing for this SDG localization process. They want to see where they stand in. So all this, and this directly relates to the SDG process of the local government. So we need to also play a liaison role between all of these governments. So this was our learning in this whole process. Thank you very much from my side. Now maybe Arun sir will take over from the next one. Arun sir, are you there?
I think he's muted. No, he's not muted. I think he can hear.
Arun sir? So can he hear us? Is this? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because for the sake of time, I really need to rush up a bit. Do we have Adam, sir?
He is
No,
in the call and the microphone is on, but
we can't hear him.
mm,
Yeah, we had these problems when we were exchanging also. Not sure, Jivan, or do you want to perhaps jump in quickly to give the overview that Adam wanted to give?
are you still on mute, Jivan? Mm,
Sorry.
yeah,
So I
now we
think
can hear you.
we are to the very end of our presentation. I think that the things that we saw, we put it in was the glimpses of sessions on localizing SDGs. I think it was an intensive workout we have done with the municipalities. The first category one, which is like raising awareness and to let them understand on the current scenario. So there are other stages also like which has been accomplished. But I think you can see a beautiful picture at the very bottom corner. It's a deputy mayor himself working on his tablet on accessing his city. So it was very interesting workout indeed. So I think Arun sir, he's calling me. I think he can share his views later on, Lucy. So not
Okay.
much of time. I think we can continue with other
Yes.
from
Thanks,
presentation
Jivan.
from other countries. Yes, thank
No,
you.
this has been a very, very intensive learning experience for me as well. And thanks for putting this summary of everything together, also from the perspective of the provincial level and the connection also to the national level as one important aspect. Thanks a lot.